My brother said I couldn't come to his wedding because his fiancée thought I was pathetic. He expected me to beg. I didn't. I canceled their Maldives honeymoon, sold the house they were staying in my house, and stripped him of every privilege. He wanted space. I gave him permanence. Ava doesn't want you at the wedding. My brother Ethan said it like he was telling me the weather forecast. No apology, no hesitation, just a flat statement delivered over the phone at 7:43 p.m. on a Thursday. I was sitting in our parents' house, the 4-bedroom Craftsman on Pinecrest Drive where we'd grown up, eating leftover pizza and reviewing quarterly investment reports. Same thing I did every Thursday. Why? I asked. She thinks you're pathetic. Your whole moping thing. It brings the vibe down. We want the wedding to be, uplifting. Successful people. Good energy. I'd been letting him live rent-free in the master bedroom for 3 years. I'd paid his car insurance when he forgot. I'd listened to him plan his Napa Valley wedding for 11 months, like it was the only thing that mattered in the universe. And his fiancée thought I was pathetic. Say something, Ethan demanded. Okay, I said. Okay? That's it? You're not even going to argue? What would you like me to say? I don't know. That you understand? That you'll work on yourself? Something. Have a great wedding, Ethan. I hung up. For maybe 30 seconds I sat there, staring at my half-eaten pizza, processing. Then I stood up, walked to my bedroom, and pulled out the estate binder. The thick 3-ring binder our parents' lawyer had given me 4 years ago when they died in a car accident on Highway 101. The one containing every document, every account, every asset they'd left behind. The one Ethan had never bothered to read. I'm Mason Clark, 32 years old, software engineer at a mid-sized tech company in San Francisco. I make good money, $180,000 a year, but I'm not flashy about it. I wear jeans and hoodies. I drive a 2016 Toyota Camry. I save most of what I earn. My brother Ethan is 29. He works in sales, which means he bounces between startups, talks about disruption and synergy, and gets laid off every 18 months when the venture capital runs out. He drives a leased BMW 540i. He wears designer suits to coffee meetings. He proposes to women at expensive restaurants. We used to be close. When we were kids, when our parents were alive, when life was simpler, then Mom and Dad died, and I inherited everything, not because they loved me more, because of what Ethan had done 3 years before they died. Let me back up. Ethan was 24. I was 27. Our parents, David and Sarah Clark, both high school teachers, frugal but comfortable, had saved $340,000 for retirement. They owned the house outright. They had modest investment accounts. Ethan discovered online poker, started small, $50 here, $100 there. Then it escalated. He was good at it. He could read people. He had a system. Within 8 months, he'd lost $73,000. Money he didn't have. Money he'd borrowed from credit cards, payday lenders, and eventually a loan shark named Carlos, who charged 15% interest per week. Carlos came to our parents' house, told them their son owed $89,000, showed them photos of Ethan playing poker at an underground club in Oakland. Mom cried for 3 days. Dad looked like someone had died. They paid it, cleaned out their retirement accounts, took a second mortgage on the house, paid Carlos every penny to make him go away. Then they sat Ethan down and told him he was cut off. No more money, no more bailouts. He was on his own. Ethan promised to change, went to Gamblers Anonymous, got a job, seemed to get his life together. But our parents never forgot, never trusted him with money again. When they updated their will in 2018, they made a decision. Everything would go to me. Not because they didn't love Ethan, because they knew he couldn't handle it, because they'd seen what he did when he had access to money. The will was explicit. We leave all assets, properties, and accounts solely to our son, Mason David Clark. We trust him to manage these resources responsibly. There was a letter, too, handwritten by Dad. Mason, we know this puts you in a difficult position. We love both our sons equally, but we cannot risk Ethan destroying what we've worked for. Use these resources wisely. Take care of yourself. And if you choose to help your brother, do so carefully. He has to earn trust back. They died 6 months later. Head-on collision with a drunk driver. Instantaneous. They never knew what hit them. I inherited the house on Pinecrest Drive, valued at $740,000, $267,000 in investment accounts, rebuilt after the gambling debt, $180,000 in life insurance, 2 cars, everything else. Total, approximately $1.2 million. Ethan got nothing. The will explicitly stated, to our son, Ethan James Clark, we leave our love and our hopes for his future. That was it. He was devastated, angry, accused me of manipulating them, of turning them against him. I showed him Dad's letter, explained why they'd made that choice. He broke down, cried, apologized for the gambling, promised he'd changed, and I believed him. So I let him move into the house, told him he could stay rent-free while he got on his feet. I'd cover utilities and property tax. He just needed to pay for his own food and personal expenses. 6 months, he said. Just 6 months to save up and get my own place. That was 4 years ago. In those 4 years, Ethan never paid rent, never contributed to utilities, $340 a month average, never helped with property tax, $8,900 a year, borrowed my car 47 times and returned it empty, used my Amazon Prime account, gave out my address for his deliveries, had his mail mail forwarded to my house listed my address on his driver's license. He treated the house like it was half his because I never corrected him, never asked him to leave, never enforced boundaries. I told myself I was being a good brother, honoring our parents' memory by taking care of him. Really, I was being a doormat. 2 years ago, Ethan met Ava Chen at a networking event, 27 years old, marketing manager at a tech startup, beautiful, confident, ambitious. They got engaged after 8 months. Ava moved into the house temporarily while they planned the wedding and saved for their own place. Just a few months, Ethan promised. Ava had opinions about the house. This furniture is so dated. Can we replace it? The kitchen needs updating. When are you planning to renovate? Do you really need all this space? Maybe Mason should move to the guest room so we can have the master suite. I said no to the furniture and the kitchen, but I gave them the master bedroom, moved my stuff to the smaller room down the hall, told myself it was temporary. They'd be gone soon. Over the next year, I watched Ethan and Ava plan their wedding, and by watched, I mean funded. Venue in Napa Valley, $28,000 charged to my Amex. Catering for 200 guests, $34,000, my Amex. Photographer, $8,500, my Amex. DJ and band, $6,000, my Amex. Flowers, $7,200, my Amex. Ava's dress, $4,300, my Amex. Ethan's suit, $2,100, my Amex. Invitations, $1,800, my Amex. Honeymoon in the Maldives, $41,000 for 2 weeks, my Amex. Total, $132,900. Ethan kept saying he'd pay me back, that his next commission check would cover it, that Ava's bonus was coming, that they were just cash flow tight, but it was all good. I kept paying, kept believing, kept being pathetic, until that Thursday night phone call. Ava doesn't want you at the wedding. I opened the estate binder, pulled out the account summaries. Chase checking account, Mason David Clark, sole owner, investment accounts at Vanguard. Mason David Clark, sole owner, house deed. Mason David Clark, sole owner. Credit cards, Mason David Clark, primary account holder. Ethan wasn't on anything, not as a joint owner, not as a beneficiary, not even as an authorized user. He'd just assumed we shared everything, because I never corrected him, never showed him the paperwork, never explained that legally it was all mine. Every dollar he'd spent on the wedding had come from my accounts. Every charge had my name on it. The house he'd been living in for 4 years was mine. The car he drove was registered to me. He'd built his entire life on my generosity, and now he was uninviting me from his wedding because his fiancée thought I was pathetic. I didn't sleep that night. I spent 8 hours making phone calls, sending emails, signing documents, and changing passwords. First call at 8:47 a.m. Friday morning. Elite Travel Services, the agency that had booked the Maldives honeymoon. This is Mason Clark. I need to cancel the Maldives package booked under Ethan Clark's name. Booking confirmation number M7734CL. Sir, that reservation is for next month. The cancellation penalty is significant. It's my credit card. I'm canceling it. I don't care about the penalty. Let me check. Yes, the card on file ends in 4721. That's your account. We can process the cancellation, but you'll forfeit the $12,000 deposit. That's fine. Cancel it. Email me confirmation. Second call at 9:15 a.m. Richardson and Associates Real Estate. This is Mason Clark. I'm the owner of the property at 2847 Pinecrest Drive. I want to list it for sale. Today, Sandra Richardson, agent for 16 years, top producer in the area. That's a beautiful home. What's your time frame? I want it listed by end of business today. The current occupants, my brother and his fiancée, need to vacate within 30 days. Are they on the lease? There is no lease. They're living there with my permission, which I'm now revoking. I'll need to do a walkthrough, get photos, prepare listing materials. I'll pay extra for rush service. Just get it done. Third call at 9:47 a.m. My attorney, Jennifer Hartwell, partner at Morrison Legal, 23 years experience in estate and family law. Jennifer, I need you to send my brother a formal eviction notice. He's been living in my house rent-free for 4 years. I want him out. Mason, are you sure? This is a big step. Have you talked to him? He uninvited me from his wedding, called me pathetic. I'm done subsidizing his life. Okay, I'll draft the notice. California law requires 30 days for eviction without cause. I'll have it to you by end of day. Fourth call at 10:23 a.m. Chase Bank. I need to remove authorized user access on all my accounts for Ethan James Clark. The customer service rep, Rachel, employee ID 47823, 8 years with Chase, pulled up my accounts. Mr. Clark, I'm showing that Ethan Clark is not actually an authorized user on any of your accounts. He's never been added. What? But he has a debit card linked to my checking account. No, sir. You're the only person with access to account ending in 3847. Are you sure he has a card? I checked my records. The debit card Ethan used, the one I'd given him for emergencies, was actually my backup card with my name on it. He'd just been using it with my permission. Never mind. I need to cancel that card. Issue me a new one. Done. Your new card will arrive in 7-10 business days. Fifth call at 11:02 a.m. American Express. I'm reporting my card ending in 4721 as lost or stolen. I need it canceled immediately and all pending charges declined. Sir, I'm showing $73,000 in charges over the past 6 months. Are all of these fraudulent? No, but I'm canceling the card effective now. Issue a replacement with a new number. Your new card will arrive in 5 to 7 business days. Sixth call at 11:34 a.m. The wedding venue, Castello di Amorosa, in Napa. I got transferred to the events manager, Patricia Chen. 15 years in event planning, meticulous and professional. Ms. Chen, this is Mason Clark. I'm the card holder for the Ethan Clark wedding on September 23rd. I need to inform you that the card on file has been canceled and will decline if you attempt to charge it. Long pause. Mr. Clark, we have a $62,000 balance due for the event. The contract requires full payment 72 hours before the ceremony. I understand, but that's not my wedding. I'm just informing you that my card won't work anymore. Is there an alternative payment method? That's between you and the couple getting married. I'm just the person whose credit card was being used without proper authorization. Without authorization? Mr. Clark, do you understand what this means for the event? I do, and I don't care. I hung up. By 2 p.m. Friday, everything was done. The honeymoon was canceled. The house was listed for $789,000. The eviction notice was drafted. My credit cards were all replaced. Every automatic payment Ethan had set up was about to fail. My phone started ringing at 2:47 p.m. Ethan's name on the screen. I let it go to voicemail. He called again and again, 17 times in 2 hours. Ava called, left a screaming voicemail. You're ruining everything! This is insane! Call us back right now! I deleted it without listening to the whole thing. Saturday morning, the eviction notice arrived via certified mail at the house. I had it sent while I was at work, so I wouldn't have to see his face when he got it. He called 32 times on Saturday. I blocked his number. Ava called from her number. Blocked. They tried calling from friends' phones. Blocked those too. Sunday morning, my cousin Rachel texted, Ethan is posting on Facebook that you've lost your mind and stolen his identity. What's going on? I didn't respond. Monday, I took the day off work. Drove to my lawyer's office. Jennifer, I need to understand my legal position. Can he sue me for cutting him off? Jennifer Hartwell reviewed the documents. Mason, everything is in your name. The house, the accounts, all of it. Your parents explicitly left everything to you. Ethan has no legal claim to any of it, but I've been supporting him for 4 years. Does that create some kind of implied agreement? No. You allowed him to stay in your house. You let him use your credit cards. All of that was voluntary. You can revoke that permission at any time. What about the wedding expenses? Did he sign anything acknowledging those as loans? No. Then legally, those were gifts. You're not entitled to repayment unless you have written documentation of the loan terms. So I'm out $132,000? Essentially, yes. But you're also completely within your rights to cut off future support. I left her office feeling oddly calm. I'd lost $132,000 funding a wedding I wasn't invited to, but I'd learned exactly what my brother thought of me. Pathetic. Tuesday morning, my phone rang from an unknown number. I answered. Mason, it's Marcus Chen. I'm Ava's father. Oh, this was going to be good. Mr. Chen, I understand there's been some kind of misunderstanding about the wedding. Ava tells me you've canceled the honeymoon and you're selling the house they've been living in? No misunderstanding. I'm simply reclaiming my property and my financial resources. Mason, I appreciate you've helped Ethan and Ava, but don't you think this is extreme? They're getting married in 4 days. They uninvited me from the wedding because Ava thinks I'm pathetic. I'm just removing pathetic me from their lives completely. That's childish. Is it? I've funded $132,000 worth of wedding expenses. I've provided free housing for 4 years. I've covered utilities, property tax, car insurance, and countless other costs. And the moment I'm no longer useful, I'm uninvited. How is it childish to stop being used? Silence. The wedding venue is requiring full payment by tomorrow, Marcus said finally. Can you at least reverse the credit card cancellation so they can— No. Mason, Mr. Chen, with respect, this is between me and my brother. Ava made her feelings clear. I'm honoring that by removing myself from their lives entirely. I hung up. Wednesday morning, 2 days before the wedding, I got a text from an unsaved number. Mason, this is Ava. Please, I'm sorry. I was wrong. You're not pathetic. Please don't do this. The venue is going to cancel everything if we don't pay by 5 p.m. today. I stared at the text for a long time. Then I replied, you wanted a wedding without pathetic me bringing down the vibe. You got it. She called immediately. I didn't answer. She texted again. We'll lose everything. The deposits, the venue, everything. Please. I replied, you have 4 hours to figure it out. At 6:23 p.m., I got a text from my cousin Rachel. Ethan just posted that the wedding is postponed indefinitely due to unforeseen circumstances. What did you do? I didn't respond, but I smiled. Thursday morning, I drove to Napa Valley. Not to attend the wedding. There was no wedding anymore. To deliver something in person. The rehearsal dinner was supposed to happen Thursday night at a restaurant in Yountville. Small, intimate gathering for close family. 50 people. I found out through Rachel, who'd been uninvited when she'd asked too many questions about what was happening. I showed up at 7 p.m., walked into the private dining room where 50 people in expensive clothes were drinking champagne and pretending everything was fine. Ethan saw me first. His face went completely white. What are you doing here? He crossed the room fast, grabbed my arm, pulled me toward the hallway. You're not supposed to be here. I came to return something you left at my house. I pulled an envelope from my jacket, legal-sized, thick. He opened it. Ava appeared beside him, champagne glass in hand, face twisted in fury. What the hell is this? She hissed. That's the eviction notice for my house. You have 28 days to vacate. There's There's also the honeymoon cancellation confirmation and the credit card statements showing $132,000 in charges that I paid for your wedding. Ethan's hands were shaking. Mason, please, don't do this here. We can talk. No, we can't, because you had an entire year to talk. You had hundreds of opportunities to include me, respect me, treat me like family. Instead, you called me pathetic and uninvited me from your wedding. I looked at Ava. You wanted successful, confident people at your wedding. People who fit the vibe. Well, congratulations. You just lost the one person who was funding it. The room had gone silent. 50 guests staring, multiple phones out, recording. Patricia Chen from the venue appeared in the doorway. Mr. Clark, I need to speak with you about the payment situation. Ethan turned to her, panicked. There's been a mistake. My brother, he's just upset. We're working it out. There's no mistake, I said clearly. I canceled my credit card. I informed the venue that I would not be paying for this wedding. Ethan and Ava need to find alternative funding. Mr. Clark, the Ethan Clark I'm speaking to, Patricia addressed my brother. Our contract requires full payment 72 hours before the event. That deadline passed yesterday. Without payment, we cannot proceed with tomorrow's ceremony. Ava's champagne glass slipped from her fingers. It shattered on the marble floor. Champagne and glass everywhere. Nobody moved to clean it up. What are you saying? Ava's voice was shrill. I'm saying there is no wedding tomorrow. The venue booking is canceled. We refunded the deposit to the card on file, which was declined because the account is closed. Ethan grabbed my arm, harder this time. Mason, please, this is insane. Just reverse it. We'll figure out the rest later, but don't ruin the wedding. I'm not ruining anything. You did that when you uninvited me. I'm just removing myself and my resources from your life, like you wanted. That's not what I wanted. Really? Because when I asked you why I was uninvited, you said Ava thinks I'm pathetic, that my moping thing brings the vibe down, that you wanted successful, confident people at your wedding. I pulled my arm free, addressed the room full of guests who were recording every second. For those of you wondering why there's no wedding tomorrow, it's because the entire event was funded by the pathetic brother they uninvited. The venue, the catering, the photographer, the flowers, the honeymoon, all of it was paid for with my credit cards that no longer exist. I looked at Ethan one last time. You wanted space from pathetic me, Ethan, so I'm giving you exactly that. A life without me subsidizing everything, without me paying your bills, without me providing free housing, without me being your ATM while you treat me like furniture. Ava started crying. You're destroying our lives. No, I'm stopping you from destroying mine. I turned to leave. Ethan's voice cracked behind me. I'm your brother. How can you do this? I stopped, didn't turn around. You stopped being my brother the moment you chose her opinion of me over our relationship. Enjoy your life, Ethan. I hope pathetic me didn't ruin the vibe too badly. I walked out. The restaurant erupted behind me, shouting, crying, chaos. I got in my Camry and drove home. The fallout was immediate and spectacular. By Friday morning, videos from the rehearsal dinner were all over social media. Someone had posted the full confrontation to TikTok. It had 2.3 million views. The comments were brutal. This is what happens when you bite the hand that feeds you. Bro really said you want me gone? Watch this and nuked their whole life. The brother paid for the entire wedding and they uninvited him? They deserved this. I hope pathetic me didn't ruin the vibe is the coldest line ever. My phone was blowing up. Cousins, aunts, uncles, friends I hadn't talked to in years. Everyone wanted the story. I ignored most of them, but I did respond to Rachel. Thanks for asking before assuming. You're still invited to Thanksgiving. Saturday, the day that was supposed to be Ethan's wedding, I spent cleaning out the master bedroom. Ethan and Ava had left, packed their stuff Thursday night and moved in with her parents in San Jose. They'd left a mess. Clothes everywhere, dishes in the sink, damage to the walls from hanging things. I documented everything, took photos, made a list. Estimated cost of repairs, $4,700. I sent the list and photos to my lawyer. Can I deduct this from the security deposit they never paid? Jennifer responded. They never paid a security deposit because there was no formal lease. You can sue them in small claims court for damages, but it's probably not worth your time. She was right. I let it go. The house sold in 3 days. All cash offer from a tech executive relocating from Seattle. $812,000. $23,000 over asking. I moved to a smaller condo in downtown San Francisco. 2 bedrooms. View of the bay. No memories of Ethan. 2 weeks after the canceled wedding, Ethan sent me an email. Subject, I'm sorry. Mason, I know you're angry. I know I screwed up, but we're brothers. We grew up together. Mom and Dad would want us to work this out. I never meant to hurt you. Ava was just stressed about the wedding. She didn't really think you were pathetic. I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong. Can we talk? Please? Ethan, I read it 3 times. Then I replied, Ethan, you're right. Mom and Dad would want us to work this out. That's why they left me everything in their will, because they trusted me to make good decisions. They didn't trust you with money after you gambled away their retirement savings. They didn't trust you to manage assets. They didn't trust you to be responsible. I gave you 4 years of second chances, free housing, paid bills, funded your entire wedding. And the moment I was no longer useful, you tossed me aside. Mom and Dad would be disappointed in how you treated me, but they'd understand why I finally set boundaries. I wish you well, but we're done. Mason, I never heard from him again. 3 months later, I was having dinner with Rachel. She'd become my closest family family connection after everything. Have you heard anything about Ethan? She asked. No. Why? He and Ava broke up 2 weeks ago. She moved to LA. He's living with a roommate in Oakland. I felt nothing. No satisfaction, no vindication, just nothing. Good for him, I said. Aren't you curious what happened? Not really. I heard through the family grapevine that after the wedding fell apart, her parents blamed him. Said he should have been honest about his financial situation. Ava started seeing him differently after she realized he didn't have money of his own. She was marrying him for money that wasn't his. Sounds like they deserved each other. There's more. Apparently, Ethan's been telling people you manipulated mom and dad into cutting him out of the will, that you turned them against him. I laughed. He's still blaming everyone except himself. Does it bother you? No. The people who matter know the truth. Everyone else can think whatever they want. 6 months after the canceled wedding, I got a message from an attorney representing Ava Chen. She was suing me for intentional interference with contractual relations and emotional distress, claiming I'd deliberately sabotaged her wedding and caused her psychological harm. I forwarded it to Jennifer Hartwell. She called me laughing. This is the most frivolous lawsuit I've seen in years. She has no case. You withdrew your own financial support. That's not interference. That's exercising your property rights. Should I be worried? Not even slightly. I'll file a motion to dismiss. It'll be thrown out in weeks. She was right. The judge dismissed it with prejudice, meaning Ava couldn't refile. He also ordered her to pay my legal fees, $8,400. She never paid. I never bothered to collect. A year after everything happened, I was at a coffee shop in San Francisco when I saw him, Ethan, standing in line, wearing jeans and a hoodie, no designer suit, no BMW keys visible, just normal. He saw me at the same time. Our eyes met. For a long moment, neither of us moved. Then he walked over. Hey, he said quietly. Hey, can we talk? Just for a minute? I gestured to the empty chair across from me. He sat, looked at his hands. I've been going to therapy, working on myself, understanding what happened. Good. My therapist, Dr. Patricia Morrison, she's been helping me a lot. She says I have patterns, taking advantage of people, not setting boundaries, avoiding responsibility. That's accurate. I owe you an apology. A real one, not the bullshit email I sent before. He looked up. I'm sorry, Mason, for all of it, for taking advantage of you, for letting Ava treat you that way, for choosing her opinion over our relationship, for not seeing what you were doing for me until it was gone. Okay, that's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say, Ethan? I don't know. That you forgive me? That we can rebuild? I don't forgive you. Not yet. Maybe not ever. But I appreciate the apology. Can we have coffee sometime? Start somewhere? I thought about it. About mom and dad. About the brother I'd grown up with. About the person sitting across from me who seemed genuinely different. Call me in 6 months. If you're still in therapy, still working on yourself, still showing up as someone different, we can talk then. 6 months? Yeah, prove it's not just words. Prove you're actually changing. Then we'll see. He nodded, stood up. Thank you, Mason, for everything, including cutting me off. I needed it. He walked out. I finished my coffee. 6 months later, he called. We met for coffee, talked for 2 hours. He showed me his therapy homework, his budget spreadsheets, his rental agreement for a studio apartment he was paying for himself. We're not close. We probably never will be again, but we're talking, slowly rebuilding something that looks like a relationship. He understands now what I did wasn't revenge. It was survival, setting boundaries before he destroyed me completely. And I understand what our parents knew all along. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is let someone fail. Let them face consequences. Let them learn. Ethan wanted space from pathetic me, so I gave him space and permanence, and the reality that his entire life had been built on my generosity. Turns out I wasn't pathetic after all. I was just finally done being used.